Hi, I'm Tinny from Mini Bull Design, and today we're going to dehydrate hamburger and broccoli. And to do this, we're going to use a couple of these cheapo Nesco Walmart dehydrators, which I think I gave like $17 a piece for. I actually picked one up at a yard sale for like $1. Now these have trays in them, but everything that we're going to do today will go down through these grates. So we're using these inserts. I'm not sure what you call them. They use them when they make fruit roll-ups and stuff. But anyway, we set those right in here, put our stuff right on that. We've got 2 layers here, so I can do, you could probably do 4 or 5, but I'm going to do 2 of each one. Put the lid on, plug it in, set your heat range, life is good. Takes about 8 hours to do it and do it correctly. Should be good and crunchy when it's done, with no moisture left in it. The next thing you're going to need is a pan with boiling water and a good cast iron frying pan with some heat under it. Also, you're going to need some good lean hamburger. This is 85. I would have bought 90 if I could have got it, but they didn't have it. And some broccoli. Now the hamburger is real easy. You just take probably a pound at a time, put it in the pan, cook it till it's good and brown, cooked all the way through. That's the first step. The broccoli you've got to chop all up. Now this is a fine science. When I first started doing this, I was cutting the broccoli about down here where my finger is, but this part right here always came out tough. So when I bought the dehydrated broccoli from the distributor, I noticed that they cut it so they don't take any of this heavy stem. They just cut it off like right here. So they've just got this little floret on the top with very little stem. Maybe just a little bit right where it stems out, but as soon as it turns into one stalk right there, they stop. So they cut it off right there. So I'll cut all these up and get ready. Now they've got to be boiled before we can dehydrate them, so I'll cut them up and then we'll go to phase 2. Okay, hamburger's well on the mend. It's not done yet. It's about halfway there, but it's starting to get cooked up. You want it good and brown with no red in it at all. And this is a pretty good looking batch of hamburger. And I got the water boiling, and I'm over here cutting up florets. So next I'm going to show you how to cut these. Okay, now on the broccoli, you've got all this stem we're going to get rid of, but we'll cut one off right there just to show you what I'm up to. Now, you notice that the little floret comes down and it's got its own stem, and then it goes into a big stem. Well, what you want is just this part, where the original small stem is. You want to cut it off just where it starts to go down and go into a big stem. So take this one, cut it off like that. That's basically what you want right there, with just a little bit of a stem on the bottom of them. Because if you put any more in, it'll dry out and it'll be really tough and hard to rehydrate. Believe me, I've tried it. It doesn't work. But save it, put it in another bowl. You can chop this up and cook it and it's fine. It just doesn't dehydrate well. Okay, the hamburger's all browned up and you can see all kinds of juice in the bottom of the pan. That's fat and water that come out of the hamburger. Now we're going to take it over to the sink, run it through a colander and drain all that off. Now once that's all drained off, we're going to take it out, we're going to let it drain in the colander. Then we're going to take and put it on some paper towels and roll it in the paper towels and get every bit of the grease out of it that we possibly can. Now some people run hot water through this to get the grease out of it, and you can do that, but I find it takes a lot of the flavor along with it, so I generally don't do it. And I've never had any problem with it spoiling, and I've had it in my backpack for 6 months, so I think I must be on the right track.